the 1% habits that the professional traders make that the 99% go broke avoiding. Well, I'm going to split this into 3 pillars, I'd say. The first one is winning, the second one is losing, the third one is actually the preparation. So the first one I'm going to cover is winning. See what I've put down. So the 2 main points I've wrote about winning, this is what the 1% traders do, the professionals. I've done a lot of research, I've observed professionals like Tom Hugart, and this Italian trader actually came across, Kimmy, whatever his name is, came out with a new trading platform. He's doing really well. Other than that, these are the 2 points I want to focus on, which are letting winners run and adding to winners. Most traders, 99% as this title says, don't let their winners run fully. You know, you have them traders that cut their winners short when they should have ran all the way to the take profit because they were too scared. They became nervous. Instead of being hopeful after seeing price move in their direction, they became fearful that all that profit would disappear. And an antidote to this would actually be what I would recommend, what Tom Hugart recommends, the professional that's traded for decades, is to add to your winners when you feel that nervousness, when you feel that point where you want to take profit. What a beautiful day it is, right? You can talk if you want. I should give you a mic next time as well. What a beautiful day, by the way, for this brilliant coffee. Let's move on to the second point, losing. How do you handle losing? This is the biggest, most important part of trading. This is what professionals, she's yawning behind the camera, but really this is very important. When you're in a loss, the professional mind thinks to be fearful, where you see retail traders, amateurs, try to add to their positions, being hopeful that their position will turn back into profit, when it's never the case. When you do get that feeling you want to add to a losing position, the antidote, the best thing you can do is cut that loss early. You know, you can't go wrong cutting losses early when you get that urge to add. You want to stop neglecting them emotions, start embracing them, and start realizing there are other options you can do instead of adding to your position or letting it run to your stop loss fully. You can cut it in that very moment. I hope my mic is doing all right. Let me actually go back to this page. I call this the book of knowledge. It's right, I write all my video ideas. So another point I wanted to talk about losing was reducing your stake size. So after a loss, you may have £100 loss. Your next trade, try to reduce your stake size. If you feel like you might do something, you might take a trade that isn't fully part of your plan, best thing you can do is move to 50% stake size opposed to your ordinary stake size. You get a win on that, you move back to your normal stake size. Never increase your stake size. That's the biggest mistake you can do when you lose, because that's just martingaling. And as you know, martingale is a losing strategy. The third point, the third pillar is preparation. And I wanted to add this point in here because I feel like traders talk too much about the technical aspect of trading, the strategy, the methodology, and they should actually be focusing on your brain, yourself, your body. You see professionals in other fields, professional athletes looking after their body, fueling the right way. You know, if you're sensitive to carbs in the morning, avoid them. Have a protein-rich breakfast. Make sure your brain is fully focused. Make sure you have that caffeine. I don't know why I closed the book, by the way. I was going to read something off here. That's the first one I have, fueling your body, and the second one I wanted to talk about, which for me was unbelievably helpful, was calming my mind. The spider. You are going to face a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety when you trade. It's not normal. Your brain goes into fight or flight. It's not a normal thing to desire, right? But that is part of the trading process. And the most important thing you can do before you trade, in the middle of trading, and after taking a loss, or even after taking a win, to get grounded again, make sure you don't make any mistakes, is actually breathing, meditating, and visualizing. Because if you can't see yourself winning, if you can't see yourself getting out of losing positions efficiently, this is an exercise I would recommend on your next trading session. Is visualize yourself before the trading session being in a stress-worthy amount of drawdown, and imagine yourself breathing through it, taking control and letting it hit your stop loss, and then not reacting at all, not being emotional about it, just moving on to the next idea, the next trade, not instantly, taking time to breathe and to take a trade. That's part of your plan. And that's all I wanted to cover, was the winning, the losing, and the preparation, and the habits within each three pillars that will excel you to become part of the 1% professional traders and stop you, the 99%, getting broke. Did you have fun? You can close up. I don't want you to cut at any time. I want this to be like a raw footage